Back, and we are ready to jump into this game. It is going to be, oh my god, fix it. Look at our fingers.
Right.
This is what we call the hand method.
Yes, it's a hotkey actually. So,
yep, that's the hand method of telling our webcam to stop it. Just stop it.
Get your act together, webcam. Come on.
But we are ready to jump on into game number 3 in a 1-to-1. This is our third best of 7 of the day, as we mentioned, of No Dice Gaming Valor versus Integrity Gaming Eisen. Gallegation, take it away.
Alrighty, will do. And so Valor from No Dice Gaming is on Twitter. He's at Twitter SC2Valor. You can find him there. He's a Grandmaster Protoss from the United States, and he's captain of the No Dice Academy team. Or, I'm sorry, that's Corolla, sorry. He's the captain of the No Dice Pro team. And he trains daily with Korean practice partners and hopes to place well at both MLGs and WCS this year.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
You're not doing so good at remembering to turn that off.
No, I'm not.
So, his opponent is going to be from Integrity Gaming, Eisen. He started competitively playing StarCraft 2 as a source of income, actually, and he's a talented player, has repeatedly been in the top 16 of the North American Grandmasters division, and he touts extremely high track record in team and clan matches. So we shall see if he's able to pull out a win for his team, Integrity Gaming.
Yes, as I'm finishing typing a tweet to let everyone know that we're going into game number 3 of this best of 7 of the third place match to decide which team will go home with $100 to split as they choose between their players. And we are ready. Both the players are ready. I have said good luck, have fun. I've clicked the button to start the match.
Huzzah! We are getting there.
Yep. And it's a great day here.
It is. And what is this, match number 3? So after this, why don't we give away a code? How's that
sounds good.
That sounds like a great idea. So stick around for a code so that you can get into the running for winning that mechanical keyboard we'll be giving away later on this evening.
Yep, absolutely. And this is going to be going into Overgrowth, a PvZ, once again, a fairly common matchup today, a fairly uncommon matchup throughout the entirety of the season. As I get all of our things set up, I have got these keys memorized to where it is like just I don't even have to do it anymore. In going into Overgrowth, in the lower left-hand corner of this map, in a very similar color to his opponent, pink, it is Eisen. I think that's how you pronounce it. Chat will correct us if it's not.
And in the top right-hand corner for No Dice Gaming, in the purple Protoss, it is Valor.
That radio voice, Gallegation. That low voice when you start talking about things like that is just fantastic.
Getting on low. So pylons, those are good units.
Yeah, they are, especially when they're in your base in a PvZ, which tells you that it's going to be a gateway first.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not going to be a Nexus first, or, well, I suppose it could be a Nexus first, but that would be highly unusual for the pylon to be in your main base. We have seen a lot of 9 scouts from the Zergs today, so I don't know if something's in the water that's making the Zergs a little bit nervous, but this is definitely a cool map, Overgrowth. I think pretty much everybody has sort of neutral feelings about this map. A little bit hard to take third base as a Protoss, but we've talked about that, and that seems like almost every map, but maybe it's just the Protoss and me talking.
Maybe Protoss just don't like third bases. That's what.
Well, I mean, you know, Blizzard keeps making maps that's hard to take third bases on and wonder why there's a lot of 2-base all-ins, right? Anyways. Spawning pool going down, gas going down as well. Looks like we're going to have some early speed here out of Eisen. He likes his quick things. Overlord is working its way across. Gateway going down. Single gas has 3 workers in it. Second pylon as well.
And as you stated, that the gateway first going down, looks like he is...
That probe. That probe.
Yeah. Gonna block that for a moment. And he's just gonna go take that third right away. He doesn't even care.
Nope, he does not care. And honestly, this is like the cannon rush response of yesteryear in PvZ. You know what? You're putting down a pylon behind my base. You have a pylon down already. You're going to put down cannons. I'm just going to cancel it, and you're going to have all kinds of crap in that base that's going to do you no good. So what you going to do? Now this probe was like, oh, guys, come on.
So it's going to be moving over there, and he is going to scout that second base at the third, but that was pretty much expected. Just wanted to confirm. Metabolic boost is being researched, and gas has been pulled out, so he's going all mineral all the time at this point. And now Valor saving up those monies to be able to put down that Nexus at his natural.
Yeah, I mean, he's really saving, too. I mean, this probe's been here for quite a while.
Yep.
Probably could have had a couple more trips of getting the fat stacks to...
Waiting on that radio call to let him go forward. But now that front wall is going to start being built. But speed is about halfway done, and Lings are on their way out. Another 2 in production for a total of 8, it looks like, at the moment.
Yeah, this queen here is going to have quite the trek over to the natural. We're going to just call this the third natural.
The third natural? That doesn't seem confusing at all.
No, it's not, but, you know, it's a third base, but yet it's sort of as... Anyways, Zerglings are headed across.
12 more Zerglings in production. He's just trying to move out right now. He knows that wall is not done.
Oh my gosh, the Zergling's going to get the probe. He's going to synchronomise. He's not going to build anything. The Zealot is there, but he's just going to keep these Zerglings there to just stop anything from being built, really, right now.
Yeah, and he's got to keep that wall from finishing up. Mothership Core does come down to try and help chase these Lings away, but there are more streaming across the map. A pylon does go down, and that wall is finishing up now, so it's going to take a lot to break through that. Mothership Core standing vigilantly, and now it looks like Aizen has to decide if he wants to move in. It looks like he does. He's going to keep whacking at that Zealot.
No, but there's a sentry here, too, and it's going to have a nice force field just as that Zealot has 6 HP left, saving it.
So this is kind of an awkward position now for Aizen because he's got all these Lings, and there's just a heavy wall here, you know, like...
There's basically no way he's getting in this base. Except for almost the Zealots going down, but there's a quite fancy wall behind here.
Right. And wow,
oh my gosh, he's just going to lose all these Zerglings, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's trying hard, but I mean... Valor doing a great job of just putting, you know, more pylons down behind to keep that going. That Overlord might get taken out by this. Nah, he's going to get out of there.
Yeah.
But very briefly, if he really wanted to, he could try and take it out, but that's just a bait for those Zerglings to try and take that sentry out.
So I mean, the numbers aren't insane here, but the units or the resources lost is 550 to 300. So Aizen's definitely thrown away a little bit, but it's only about 250 more than his opponent. But you know, being Zerg, you have to look at the larva spent. I mean, that's 22 units lost. So if those are all Zerglings, that's 11 larva.
Yep. And he is down in the worker count as well. He's 4 down on his Protoss opponent, and now there's a warp-in of Zealots coming in on a pylon that's near the third natural, as you have so dubbed it. And this is going to be harder for him to defend. You know, he's only got Lings, he's got a single queen. There are spine crawlers going down, but they're not even close to finishing.
Yeah, at the moment I think he'll be just fine here. He's got a lot of Lings, and that queen is there, and...
But more Zealots are being warped in at the same time. More Lings are coming out as well.
Quite honestly, it's like... If he had a couple, well, he does have a couple sentries in front, so he can't really do much of a run around, and he's just not getting these Zealots on. He's getting them almost dead.
Yeah, without getting
so many times, almost dead, and then runs back. But there's a significant number of Lings here, so Valor can't just run in here. And now that these spine crawlers are finished, he could reposition them a little bit to make it maybe be in a little bit better of a spot. But he's just going to kind of hang back here. That pylon does get taken about by some Lings on the backside, so a good play there by Aizen to stop any future warp-ins. And Ling's going to run by these Zealots. Mothership Core takes a whack, but I like this play of a lot of Zealots to try and take out a third base. I mean, it wasn't really his third base, but it was his second third. So it wasn't really successful. So first, Aizen invested in a lot of Lings, and now Valor's invested in a lot of Zealots, and neither has really gotten much benefit from the other. And now these are just going to get all surrounded. He's going to recall, and he's not going to lose much. But looking at the units lost, it is 650 to 475. For Valor. So Aizen's still a little bit behind in the units lost, but mostly it's just, honestly, when I think about it, you know, it's mostly he just has lost so much economy by doing this, and he still really can't get much done with these Zerglings.
No, he can't, and he's still way behind in the drone count, now 7 drones behind.
Ooh, that snatch of Zerglings there. There's a lot of Zerglings he caught.
That does hurt, but Lair now coming down about halfway done at the actual natural, which is the third.
So what are we going to see out of this Lair at this game, Gallegation? What do you think?
You know, there's not been any upgrades really invested here. He's got a Roach Warren, but hasn't really made much of anything. He did make 2, and here we see Immortals coming down. he's just kind of cranking Immortals. I think he's expecting a lot of roaches, but if you only show 2 and stop production of those whatsoever, then you can kind of do one of those head fakes and go something else. So I'm going to go ahead and predict that we're going to see some Ling Hydralisk. That's what I'm going to say. Although now we see with the Robotics Bay, that would just chew through that.
Yeah. It's kind of been the name of the game. I feel like Valor at this point, he's got himself established pretty well, but I mean, Aizen is still in this, but this is the time when I think he should be moving out to try and take this third base. It doesn't look like he's going to be doing any like all-in pushes here anytime. Well, okay, as I say that, he starts moving out. Oh. But I think he's just moving out here to try and defend a little bit, or attack, and to try and put this third base down, because I don't know. Aizen just doesn't have a whole lot of guess.
Oh no!
But he's not. He is just kind of moving. What is he doing? He's just kind of committing, but not committing. Oh, it looks like he's trying to take out this Ling on the tower before he moves out too much. So the entire army is not seen, but a Colossus on the way. Colossus range is started as well. Extended Thermal Lance. A Ling here though is going to scout the move out.
Yep, and roaches are the choice after all. Glial Ring construction is about halfway done and will be finishing up, but there are no upgrades, and there is a +1 ground upgrade on the army here for Valor, so this is going to be a pretty tight defend here for Aizen.
Oh man, he's got to defend this well, otherwise he does not have a lot of units. Got to be very efficient. There are 2 Immortals here. They're going to do a ton of damage against these roaches, but they're not actually shooting them. They're shooting at the Zerglings, and now they're being forced back. Wow, what great defense by Aizen.
Yeah, he ran those Zerglings around, got them right behind, was able to take out a lot of those sentries, so there really weren't a lot of force fields, and I think that really just kind of frazzled Valor there. So great hold, really impressive, and but Valor not losing entirely too much.
Just like, come on, man, third base. Need a third base now. But he's chrono boosting the Jesus out of these gateways. He just wants to stack up more units. I mean, he wants to win on 2 bases is what it looks like, but now it's to the point where Aizen is starting to get himself established. Pylons are being taken out, so he's not going to be able to reinforce, which is really going to kill the advantage he has here. Thermal Lance is almost done. 10 seconds and it will be down. Moving out, Colossus is taking some whacks here, and there are 2 of them. No time warps available yet on the mothership core, but soon.
So 1-1 for range is just now starting for Aizen. He does have a Hydralisk Den, but none are in production, just more roaches, and he does have a decent number of Lings there, but he's going to have to be real careful, as those 2 Colossus are going to be very important in this battle.
Yeah, Valor's really got to take his time here. As I'm just setting the score, it said 0-0, but it was not 0-0. It's 1-1 going into this game. Valor just being very patient. He wants to get all these pylons established so that he can be sure to make this a strong push, because he does not have a third base, so he has to win off of this, because if he does not win off of this, he's going to be in big trouble. Now as Hydralisk misses a force field there, lets all those roaches go back. Aizen is just going to abandon this third base, probably a wise move, as there's a lot of Protoss here.
Yeah, there wasn't really a good way for him to get an angle on that army either, so that was just going to be, you know, he was either going to lose his army and the base, or just the base. That's
I mean, really, it's not terrible that he lost that, because they're still on even bases, and the main base of Valor is about to be mined out, so he's very committed here. Now moving in, this is a terrible position for Valor. He does have the Colossus, but the nice concave there from Aizen. Yeah, he's attempting this push, but he's not getting it done, and if he pulls back here, he's gonna be in not a position of getting stronger and stronger now, as a third base is being reestablished here out front.
I feel like if Valor hadn't done that stutter step, he might have been able to get in there. That as he's going for that third base, that drone line was running across.
Oh, no, force fields. Oh, he does just barely sneak up that ramp.
So yeah, he's going to force this cancel, and these drones had better get out of dodge, or they're going to get killed, and most of them do fall. Is that cancel going to happen? No, it does not.
Both players are getting low on the economy here now. A third base is decided to be put down by Valor. +1/+1 now will finish up before another engagement here, which will help out Aizen quite a bit. Aspire is finishing behind this as well, as the number of Hydralisks is ever increasing. The more Hydralisks he gets, the better off he's going to be, and he's getting to the point where he's going to need some other higher tech to engage this. But nice-ish force fields here, but still a good concave in favor of Aizen. +1/+1 is done. Moving in, does have an upgrade advantage. Oh no, okay, nobody's lagging out, good. But those Colossus are doing a ton of damage in the back. Yeah, they really are, and this Roach Hydra Force is forced to move away. He's just pulling the drones to try drones.
And this is not going well for Aizen at this point.
This is looking really good for Valor here, but why is he not Oh my gosh, he's really taking his time with this. There were some stalkers being warped in on the left side here as some changelings are trying to join the army there also. This is the most awkward spot on a map, this little low ground area here between these two ramps. It's quite dangerous, but now all the overlords.
Overlords, and those are going to be so critical. But he did have quite a supply lead on top of what he currently had, but now just getting roasted down to about half of his opponent's food, and there's the GG.
GG. So yeah, I mean, you know, we kind of joked about it, but it's really what it ended up coming down to was the 2-base all in. I mean, he did put down a third in the end, but he was not banking on that third. Right. He's like, this is my 4th attempt at making this happen, and it's not working quite yet. So I'm gonna put this down just in case. But I mean, you know, it's the same thing I think we've seen out of Zerg all day. It's, I want to call it just a little bit of an overcommitment to Roach Hydra.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's all we've really seen. I mean, we did see the one game that had some Lings and went into Ultralisks, but mostly, I mean, a lot of the Zerg army today has been very Roach Hydra heavy. Had some Vipers in there. We didn't. That's one thing that I would have liked. He went to the. He decided to go for the Spire, but. You know, the Hive is kind of a tricky bit there. He didn't have the upgrades to really capitalize as much on a Hive as you theoretically could have, because you can't go for the 3-3 if you don't have the 2-2 already done. So he'd only be getting the Hive for the Vipers, but the Spire offers you Corruptors and Mutalisks. Unfortunately, didn't really get any of those out. The attack hit too soon before any of that tech would have come out either way, based on the current trajectory of when those buildings were going down. So just didn't really have the composition to be able to defend that. Yeah,
and it's the same thing we're saying. I would like to see one of these. I'd like to see one of these games where we get into that. I really like the PvZ where the Infestors came out, you know, and especially going through that really low dip. There between the two ramps, man, a couple fungals there would just change the whole scope of things.
Yep, but nonetheless,
you said you wanted to give away a code after that game.
Sure.